So if I'm hearing correctly, essentially, when it comes to fasting glucose, if that number is low or where it should be, quote unquote, between 80 and 90, it can be deceiving because insulin can be pushing so hard to clear it that it's low. So if that's the only thing you're paying attention to metabolically, you're not necessarily healthy.
Not necessarily.
All you're doing is pushing a car into overdrive, essentially. 100%. Pushing your body into overdrive.
And what will eventually happen is if your pancreas is pushing so hard that your insulin is at 30, eventually it will stop working, okay? And then what happens is, now it can be reversed, but that's a lot harder to do rather than just catching it early. We catch you, let's say at 15. Well, we can reverse that pretty quickly with good diet, nutrition, good sleep, weight training, and all these things, right? Maybe a GLP-1 if you want to go that route and add it in. Even at a 30, we can catch it, but it's probably a lifestyle plus like a GLP-1 to really get it down quickly. That's why that we look at that number and not, your general doctor is not going to look at your fasted insulin, 100%. Look at your labs. If all you do is go to a doctor, it's not on there.
A1C and then maybe glucose?
If you're lucky, if you get A1C.
Yeah.
You might get a fasted glucose because they'll run a CMP, but you not always even an A1C.
So then what, and you may have covered this in the beginning, but what if your insulin, your fasting insulin is low and your blood glucose is high? What kind of reading are we getting on that? Is that,
so like, let's say
that's where that dawns phenomena?
So, well, hold on. Are you saying insulin is like at a 1, or are you just saying it's like at a 4 or 6, which is really healthy? Okay.
Yeah.
If you're at a high fasted glucose and your insulin is between 4 to 6, yes, it's probably Dawn phenomenon. So then what we want to do is also look at your A1C, right? Because that's your 3-month average of your blood glucose.
Right.
So if your A1C is 5.2 or lower, your fasted insulin is between 4 to 6, which is optimal. That's just Dawn phenomenon. Now, we can try to fix that, right? By doing...
But that's going to be different. That's going to be meditation or stress management.
Exactly, 100%. Maybe how you go to bed. Maybe you need a little carbohydrates before bed. Maybe your blood sugar is actually dipping really low in the 40s and your body knows it. So it's pushing cortisol to bring that back up, which actually can wake people up too early. If you're always waking up at 5 a.m. and thinking, why? I have people get a CGM, and then usually we see they're dipping down to the 40s, but that cortisol is saying, hey, this is not good. And it spikes and that pushes that blood sugar up. And then they wake up and now they're at 100, 101 because of that spike. So you can sometimes have a meal at bed of like something like slow digesting oatmeal with a protein, a little bit of fat, and then that'll slow all that from happening, and then I can get people to sleep through the night. But then you would need a CGM to kind of see some of that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Good. So that's fasting insulin.
Yep.